When you're ready.
My clock says 7:11, it hasn't changed yet. It just changed. Excuse me, we're back in session. I apologize for the 3-minute delay, but I had owed it to the person I was supposed to meet with. With that, Peter, I believe you, Peter, correct?
Yes.
Come back, reintroduce yourself, and you can proceed.
My name is Peter Urbanski at 7370 Big Walnut Road. And so far, everybody was talking, oh, how much this costs, how much that costs, and this and that. And nobody really mentioned that there is also health hazard that is going on every year on my property. It's underwater, probably 3 acres of it, for 8 to 10 months in a year. It's completely covered with feet or 2 feet of water.
With how, restate that, how much water are you having for how long a time?
On average, I would say 8 to 10 months a year.
You have water standing?
Half my property is underwater, yes. And we're having a huge problem with mosquitoes. And it was mentioned at the first meeting that county detected Zika virus. They apparently catch mosquitoes and test them. So I just wanted to remind that not everything is about the money, but there's all these health issues. And I just want everybody to be aware of that.
Now, are you having sewer issues with the standing water in your house or anything?
Yes. My sewer is flooded for about 2-3 months in the spring. And you can actually smell it in the water.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay, with that, if there's no more testimony, I am going to close the hearing. Without
Hold there
objection.
for time. Yep.
The hearing is now closed, and this is a little unique, having the 3 areas, and I think we're going to have handling them individually. As you can tell, we take this process very seriously, and that's the reason a lot of the questions that we ask. And with that, let's just take them one at a time, and unless you think they overlap. And your comments. Either one of you want to go first?
Well, I think the North Part 1, I will ask, so we can get this moving, the clerk to read in favor of finding the improvement, please.
Resolution number 24-1010, in the matter of finding in favor of the improvement and affirming the order for the north part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project.
So move.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Motion made and second, discussion.
I do believe that the benefits will outweigh the cost on this. I do appreciate your comments too about, there are numerous homes that do have flooding, and one of the hardest things to understand about these hearings, as we've done several of them, if I were the landowner, it's like, well, my land is dry. And I've heard the explanations over time, and I have learned that we all live in a watershed. And sometimes, even though we don't realize it, our land does. And what we do, even though we take great care of our land, it can also, we are in the watershed, and therefore we do bear the responsibility of should it be found, that we move ahead on these watersheds and find in favor of the improvements that we do all share in the cost, because we are a part of the watershed. Water is not an easy thing to understand, nor is it to follow. I do believe that the benefits do outweigh the costs. There has been flooding over several years. There septic systems there that have been affected, and so I do move the north part.
Yeah, my comments, these are all 3 different, and very possible we're going to have different conclusions. We've not spoken before this, so I'm going to be as interested in what my fellow commissioners are going to say as you are. But on this particular one, we had no one speak in favor, and the two spoke in opposition. Christina, I believe your name was more concerned about your neighbors being properly assessed. And the other one was a misunderstanding about what the ditch next to the road was to do. So I support this one. I do think that proposed improvements are necessary, the rules that we're playing by today, whether proposed improvements will be conducive to the public welfare, and the cost of proposed improvements will be less than the benefits. So I too support this one. Mr. Britton, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think it does meet all the hurdles that we're required to consider, and therefore I would vote for it as well.
Call for the vote.
Vote on motion 24-1010, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 24-1011, in the matter of Commissioners confirming the assessments, approving the payment schedule, and ordering the letting of contracts for the north part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Petition Project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 24-1011. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
All right, Franklin South, number 1 is up next.
This was a little harder for me on this one. Most of you spoke in opposition, but the gentleman here who spoke in favor, the question I asked him towards the end was about, was he having issues with his basement flooding, sewer, et cetera, septic system, and your comments were yes. And you indicated by your testimony that you have a water issue majority of the year. And so those are my observations. I'd be curious what my two fellow commissioners think before I suggest a motion.
Yeah, I think there are clearly some issues there. I just didn't feel that this one was as significant as the north, and it's quite a bit more expensive to fix it. And there's a question of whether the drainage under the road is impacting it or not, which needs to be addressed. So I do not support the south one, well, and then subsequently south two, but that's a separate one.
I think it was clear, though, that, are you saying that the drainage from the road was somehow a problem?
It could be, we don't know at this point.
I thought the testimony of the engineer, though, cleared that up, that is it's a separate,
Okay.
unless I'm
Eric, can you speak now?
misunderstanding what you're saying.
If you're not clear, you can ask for clarification.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
would, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Again, Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. South One, there's really no roadway impact to South One. It would use the existing culvert that was replaced about 15 years ago, which is in good shape.
Okay.
South Two does have it is located adjacent to South Old 3C, so there may be possibly some interrelation between the roadway drainage and this private drainage, but nothing for South One.
But doesn't the south one, the drainage flow stop at old 3C?
It would, but again, that would go into an existing culvert that's already in good shape, already can
Okay.
handle
Okay.
what is coming from South
So
One.
it's not impacted by whether the pipes under 3C are clear or not?
Correct.
Okay, I misunderstood. Well, it doesn't change my position. I still don't think that the cost exceeds the benefit.
Well,
Or the
and-
benefits exceed the cost.
And I think the spirit of the law that we're asked to address, I believe it does meet that. So Commissioner Lewis, which one do you want read?
I do believe it, that the benefits of going ahead with South Two outweigh the costs. I would have a real problem too with this just being piecemeal, it would take care of part of the problem, but then the rest of the problem isn't taken care of in that area, so I would support.
I direct you to read the one supporting the,
Resolution number 24-1012, in the matter of finding in favor of the improvement and affirming the order for the Franklin South 1, part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project. Motioned by Commissioner Merrill.
Yes, I made the motion.
Second.
And seconded by
Motion made in
Commissioner Lewis.
second, discussion. You want to go?
Yeah, I just,
I believe
Yeah,
it met the
leave it
criteria. I thought the argument was compelling on the individuals been most affected by this, and I do believe proposed improvements is necessary, and the proposed improvements will be conducive to the public welfare, and the cost of the proposed improvements will be less than the benefits. So with that, I do support it. Call for vote.
Vote on motion 24-1012. Mr. Merrill?
All right,
Mr. Benton?
No.
Mrs. Lewis?
aye.
okay.
Resolution number 24-1013, in the matter of Commissioners confirming the assessment, approving the payment schedule, and ordering the letting of contracts for the South 1 part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 24-1013. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
All right, and then Franklin South 2 is up next.
Yes, to get things moving on this so we can discuss it, I will have you read, please, the approval of South 2.
Resolution number 24-1014, in the matter of finding in favor of the improvement and affirming the order for South 2, part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project.
So moved.
Okay, I can't second it.
Why can't you second
I don't
We're
approve.
just,
Commissioner Lewis.
it? This is allocating the
This
cost,
is-
right?
yeah.
Oh, allocating
we're
costs, I
just-
thought you,
yeah.
my apology.
No, this is,
no,
no, this is finding in favor of South 2. That's what.
Oh, finding in
Commissioner
This
favor.
Lewis
is
did.
discussing it first, we haven't.
We're talking about the
Okay.
S2, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's where I thought we were.
I thought we already approved that.
Oh, S1.
No, we did something on S2 though, didn't we?
No,
Didn't we,
No.
Jennifer?
no.
No?
this is,
You approved the confirmed the assessments for
Oh,
South
okay.
1.
Okay, I'll lead on this one.
we just need we need a second, don't we, to discuss it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I moved it,
Okay, I'll second.
yeah, go ahead, Gary.
I'm opposed to it. I don't think, I did not hear compelling arguments. Frankly, some of the testimony went on a little too long and was a little hard to understand. So, but no one spoke in favor of it. And that's a compelling point with me when someone does not come in and speak in favor of the petition, and with a few exceptions, as one I've already alluded to. So I can support it.
Okay. I feel the same way, so.
So
So,
call for the vote.
well,
Or
I
we-
don't have a second on that one, so I
Okay,
need
that's,
to, I
that's,
need to.
yeah, there's no second, so.
Jennifer, I heard a second for
Yeah.
discussion.
You- you
Yeah,
just-
I
you just-
seconded
it.
He
Oh,
did
okay.
second.
Yeah, so we
Second.
could take a vote,
Well-
So
yeah.
they can vote, and if.
Yeah, we need to vote it.
Yeah,
But if they vote on the finding of the favoring. and
Well, then I'm gonna ask you to read the other
Do I
one.
have to read the second one again?
Correct, but they should have a vote on the motion that was made and seconded.
Okay. All right. So Commissioner Lewis motioned that, and Commissioner Benton seconded. So vote on motion 24-1014. Mr. Benton,
could you repeat the motion? I'm confused now. I just don't wanna-
finding in favor of the improvement and affirming the order for South 2, part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement.
Okay,
So,
so I vote no.
yes. And then Mrs. Lewis,
I would vote yes on this,
Okay,
it's a
and
very,
Mr. Merrill.
it's
I vote no.
small.
okay. And now,
I ask that you read the one
the denying it, okay.
approving it. Am I correct on that, Eric?
No, she has one prepared to deny this portion of the project, and that's the one that
Okay.
you want read, I believe.
Great.
Yeah,
Resolution
That's what-
number
that's what I
24-105.
So moved.
1015. In the matter of Commissioners setting aside the order for and dismissing the petition for the South 2 part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project due to one or more of the following costs. It's equal to precedes the benefit, the improvement is not necessary, and the improvement is not conducive to public welfare.
So moved.
I'll second.
Now we have
Discussion?
No.
Go ahead, I don't
Um,
know, anything to add, really?
I did not hear any support for it today, and again, you already heard my comments, I'm not gonna be repetitive. You don't need to say anything.
No, am I allowed to comment or no?
So I'm
Hearing's
gonna,
closed, yeah.
I think the criteria in which we have to make evaluation, it did not meet those, and I call for the vote. Oh, go ahead.
Just a second. Brett, the last, if you could come to the podium, please. Could you explain this further as far as how it affects the other two?
It does not.
Does not, they're all in.
There's no effect.
Okay. Okay. I was concerned with with the sewer, possibly, well, we don't have sewer, they're septic sewers.
Yeah, these are three really independent parts
Okay.
to a project, and one does not affect the other.
So there's no resident there who is having a problem with their septic?
I don't know the answer to that.
We received no testimony.
No
We received no testimony, right, okay. Okay, all right.
I would direct the board, somebody is going to need to indicate to the clerk your reasons. Have you interpreted a reason yet?
For dismissing.
Correct. They need to identify one of the criteria, or more, one or more.
for
I believe
dismissing.
the cost of the proposed improvement will be less than the benefits that will be arrived.
It does not meet that.
Okay.
If any other comments? Call for vote?
Vote on motion 24-1015. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
And the second part of the dismissing resolution. Resolution number 24-1016, in the matter of ordering that the cost of the proceedings of the South 2 part of the Franklin Watershed Drainage Improvement Project, including the cost incurred by the Board of Commissioners, County Engineer, and the Soil and Water Conservation District in making surveys, plans, reports, and schedules, be distributed to the landowners in the same ratio as determined in the final estimated assessments presented at the final hearing.
I make that motion.
Second.
Vote on motion 24-1016. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. With that, I believe we have need for executive session.
Yes. Resolution number 24-1017. In the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of confidential information related to economic development.
So moved.
Motion made in second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 24-1017. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.